everyone, welcome back. I'm Marianne. I live in Canada with my husband and 2 kids, ages 3 and 4, and I make videos on simplifying motherhood through decluttering, meal prep, meal planning, budgeting, and more. If you like that kind of thing, make sure to subscribe below. In today's video, I am walking you through our kind of standard weekly meal prep. Kind of has changed over the years depending on the season and what we're kind of into and what's going on in our lives. But as of right now, I meal prep every Sunday morning. I do it as early as I can, try to get a chunk of it done before the kids are up. The goal of the meal prep is just to get as much food kind of prepared, meals, snacks, that kind of stuff for the week ahead. Scott and I both work out of the home Monday to Friday, so we're not home, and the weekdays are really full, like super busy. We try to do as much as we can to try to save like kind of stress during the week. I find that these couple of hours have been a lifesaver. I highly recommend if you don't do anything now, a little bit goes a long way. And again, it changes each week depending on how much food we have in the house, what we need, that kind of stuff. But today's a kind of a standard day. I'll show you our list. I think we have like 5 or 6 items to do. So let's do it. Let's get started. Okay, first thing I do, guys, is I just pull everything out and put it on the counter. So as much as I can, even the night before. So like all the containers and bowls and sheet pans, all that is all out the night before. And then in the morning, I just walk in and start pulling the produce out of the fridge. Okay, so the salads that I have written on my list that I'm making here are my lunches. So I am a creature of habit for sure, but I also just find it so like calming to have all my lunches done in the weekend for the whole week. So I work out of the home and it's easy for me to just like grab a salad and go. And I do like salad, so it's something that I like. I don't mind having it every day, and it works so well for me. So every week I usually just put like some sort of green in the bottom. Kale lasts so well in the fridge. Like it'll last for 2 weeks. So I find that good. This purple cabbage, it's so delicious and it like looks cute on it, makes it healthy. And then carrot, again, any vegetables. Salad is also so handy just because I use up whatever vegetables we have kind of in the house. And I had random mushrooms, so I'm using those. And like, I find this one of the most satisfying parts. I always start with this because even if I get this, it's super annoying to do this with the kids around. So I do this like very first thing, and it gets everything off the counter. And it also uses up like, here's chickpeas that I'm eating for my protein. But like if we have like random chicken left over or something like that, or if I can tuna, I'll throw on anything like that. It's so good. And then you'll see at the end there, you can't see the label, but I add everything bagel spice at the end. So good. I'm also making this TikTok pasta, but I'm using, which I'll show you at the end, but butternut squash pasta is what I'm using. So I'm just tossing these in to finish off while I do a few other things. So guys, lately I've been doing carrots too every single weekend. So just basically prepping. So I just peel, cut, wash, and chop them all up. And I keep them, you'll see I put them in these little jars here. We use them, we pretty much have them on the table almost every night with dinner. And then I put them in Leo's lunch, and then I snack on them as well. They're just so handy to have around. They last so well in the fridge. They look pretty in there. And I'm in Canada, and it's like kind of winter-ish still here at this point. And it's kind of one of those things that's always in season-ish. And they're easy to access, which I find. So this I do every week. Often I'll do these carrots Saturday night, like while I'm making dinner, but I just didn't happen to this weekend, so I just do it Sunday morning as well. You'll see I do some that are in circles as well, which I'm using for dinner on this particular night. So I just did them at the same time, and I'm just gonna steam them later on. Next, I'm just starting some rice, which I'm using for 3 things. I'm using them this night with shredded chicken, then I'm using them for burritos, and I'm also using them as a side dish on another night. I know this one seems ridiculously basic, but every week we eat a ton of apples. All of us eat apples, and so every week I kind of soak them all in water. So I take all of the stickers off, and then I toss them in a bath of just water and white vinegar. I know you can buy product too, like produce cleaner. I've never done that before, but with my apples, I've just used vinegar, and then I kind of set them there to dry, and I love how they look, and it makes it so much easier in the week. It's the little things that count, that's for sure. Okay, so the next one I'm doing here is this pulled chicken. It says Epicure. I got like a seasoning. It was a fundraiser. I got a bunch of packs, and this one I've actually had made before, and it's really good. All you do is mix the seasoning with like some vinegar, ketchup, and brown sugar, I believe. And then all I'm doing is putting in a crock pot with chicken, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I'm letting it didn't take long at all in my crock pot. Like I would say it did low for 3 hours, which seems like not long enough, but it shredded like so well. And this night we used it, like I mentioned with the rice, we just served it on rice, which I've done before. And then I saved the leftovers and I used them in burritos like the following week or a few days later, I guess. All the shredded chicken I just popped into wraps and put cheese, salsa, and rice in them, and it was so good. Okay, have you guys heard of the TikTok pasta? So I'm assuming most of you probably have. If you follow me on Instagram, I've done it on there a couple times. It's pretty generic. If you just Google it, it will come up. So it's tomatoes. I've done it a few different times. So what I'm doing different this week is I'm doing spaghetti squash, which I mentioned before, instead of regular pasta. So I'm interested to see. It ended up tasting amazing, but at this point I wasn't sure. And then you just put salt and olive oil on the tomatoes, and you're basically just baking them with the chunk of cheese. So I think the original recipe calls for feta, but you'll see I use this Boursin, not sure how to pronounce that, type of cheese, and it was so good. This is the second time I made it with this cheese. And you just toss it in, and you just, I don't know how long it was. I think it was like 30 minutes or something at 400, I think, and turned out so good. You'll see my rice is done now, so I'm just gonna let that kind of air out, do some fluffing. And rice, I would say I always over make it because it freezes so well. I put it in the freezer all the time, and it's so nice to be able to pull it as a side dish when I don't have anything else or I don't have any time. Next up are these spaghetti squashes, which I love. They turn out so good. I have them all the time, really, and they're really good, and they worked out really good with the TikTok pasta. Highly recommend. I made 2 whole ones. I didn't need that much. I used the rest of it in a different dish, but they were really good. Oh my gosh, how good does this look, guys? It was delicious. So I just added some basil. I had some garlic. I used the jar. It says not to, but I did anyway, and it was totally fine. And then you'll see I stir in the spaghetti squash. All right, guys, we did it. We're all done. It's later in the day now. Well, later in the morning. It's about 10 o'clock. We finished our meal prep. We're just finishing up the crock pot is our pulled chicken for tonight's dinner. Otherwise, we're done for the day. Now we can kind of relax, maybe catch up on some laundry. I think we're gonna watch a movie in a bit. Everything is away, and then we're kind of set for the week. So now all of our meals combined with what we've made and what's in the freezer and fridge. So I hope this inspires you. I hope it helps you stay organized. And I'll see you next time, guys.